Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing great. Well, to start off this video, I have a virtual question for you. So by a show of virtual hands, because I obviously can't see you, how many of you would consider yourselves to be needy? Raise your hands. And I'm raising my hand, and for some reason, I feel like I might be solo on that. And some of you are probably like, what? Or some of you are like, what? Like I'm about to share some dirt. Let me explain when it comes to me saying that I'm needy. So I've entitled this video, How Needy Are You? And here's how I want to approach this topic. So let me go back a little bit and explain how I came to this and my whole thought process. So when I first thought about this topic, I was thinking like, I want to be careful because what I can see is, first of all, just human nature, studying what I study in sociology, and there's a little bit of psychology in there. So often, it's hard for us to be introspective, especially when it comes to something negative. So I can see in the wrong hands this video validating for somebody some non-reasonable needs. Okay, so this is not like, I've been asking my man to send me flowers every single day and he won't do it. Or every time my girl drives my car, she doesn't wash it every single time. Those are kind of unreasonable. Okay. I'm talking about reasonable needs that because of how we are as people. And then I thought to myself, well, I think the people who watch my video, I think, and get something out of it, there's a part of them, I hope anyway, that is purposeful in what they do and what they think and how they live their lives. And that's who this is for, okay? So in the right hands and the right mind, I think this will make sense. This is not for you to get your unreasonable needs met, okay? And I can get that can be subjective, but as I keep talking, I think y'all will kind of see what I'm talking about here. So how needy are you? The reason why I say I am needy is because of this. So over the past years, I've spent time solo. I've spent time growing myself as a person, really working on myself to heal myself from certain things that I've gone through, for myself, but just for the people that are around me. And that is my goal, is to be as whole as I possibly can in many ways. That way I can help people, whether it's through teaching, mentoring, YouTube, whatever the case is. There's a big part of me that really just is other focused when it comes to hoping that I can help somebody else. And so as the time over the past several years that I've spent like being introspective, and I've had to, I often say, relearn myself in many ways. I've come to know me in many ways. And so I use this example all the time. I know that I'm introverted. I know I'm an empath. I use those examples because they're very concrete. There's so much more to me as well. But the thing with me being introverted is I can go all day, I can teach, I can be on. Sometimes my students think I'm extroverted because I'm all over the place when I teach sometimes. But when I've been going and going and going, after that, I need my quiet time. I need to be able to recharge because that is how I get my energy back. As an empath, I have to be very intentional about what I let in, whether that's news, whether that's news like on TV or just bad news in person or listening to people. I have to be very mindful of that, because it can drain me big time. And so these are things that I know about myself. So when it comes to being needy, what that means is those are things, those ways that I kind of deal with personality traits that I have. Those are absolute 100% non-negotiable needs that I have. I have to have my quiet time. There are people who are extroverted who need to have their other time, being around other people and all those sorts of things. Spiritually, when I've gone too long and I haven't had my quiet time in that regard, or, to pray and to meditate, to worship, when I've gone too long without that, I can feel it. And I need to make time for that. That is a core of who I am as a person. Do I walk around praying with a halo on my head every day? Absolutely not. But just, it's the lens I use to see the world. That's how I live my life. And so that's important to me. If I go too long without working out, I start to physically feel it. So these are needs that I have. So all of those things together are portions of what makes me me. Another need I have is that I need the people that are with me and around me in my life that are core in my life, I need them to understand that. I don't think those are unreasonable needs, to have quiet time, to be able to focus on certain things, have time for that. Those are what make me who I am as a person, in a very purposeful way. Okay. And so that's why I started the whole thing about unreasonable needs and, reasonable needs, because there are things that we need, in relationships. There's basic life necessity needs. We need food, we need water, we need shelter. And when we don't have those big necessities, I've been without a home. My house caught on fire, and did I have a roof over my head? Thankfully, yes. I was able to move in with somebody for a month, and then I was able to get my own apartment, and, but to have my core of my home gone and all my stuff gone, I felt that big time. When you are without love, when you are without support, when you are without care, when you are without food and water, you are going to feel that. And there's all these other things that we as human beings, when we are living a purposeful life, that we need. I need time to read. Some people, let me tell you, my daughter, number one, I never do anything intentionally ever to embarrass my daughter. And if I use her as an example, whether I'm teaching or YouTube, I know it's something she would be okay with. But my daughter, I read to my daughter from the time she was a baby. And she would, I had videos of her reading where she kind of just had it memorized, but giving her books. She had tons of books. And as she got older, somewhere in this social media, digital world that our teenagers live in, my daughter doesn't like to read, and that's her personality. And as much as I tried, that's just not her thing. It's my thing. I need time where I can just sit and read. I can be home with nothing on and just read. And that can make some people crazy. But the point of me sharing that is that there are things that we all need when we are attempting to live a purposeful life. So I want you to do a little bit of homework. It requires you to be introspective, and it requires you to just stop and think, like, what are my reasonable needs that I need, right? In a relationship, there are things, I'm not talking about the stuff, guys, okay? To me, that doesn't qualify as necessities, clothes, shoes, purses, watches, bikes, whatever, okay? Those are wants, and it's great to have those things. But what is it when you're in a relationship with a person, romantically, in a friendship relationship, even an employer-employee relationship? If you're leading a group of somehow, I'm about to start leading a group next school year, and I need to think about it. What is it, the people that I'm leading, what is it that they need? It cannot just be all about me, right? And so there's oftentimes these relationships where we give and where we take, but there's always going to be some relationship where we need something. So what is it that you need? And know at the end of this video, it is absolutely 100% okay to be a little bit needy. Okay, so think about that. That is your homework. As always, I hope you have a wonderful week or weekend, and I will see y'all on the next video.